Hey folks, it's FC231 coming back at you with another collection, and this time I have Ed-209 from the Robocop original film, released back in 1987. Beautiful artwork of the front of the box here. You have Ed-209, Detroit City in the background, night background there, and you have OCP, the building on the right, as it looked in the original film. It looks like Ed-209 just finished firing away at some criminals, because you see all those shells on the bottom by his feet. Beautiful artwork. Looks like it was done by, his name is Jason here. And a little description. Ed-209, the future of law enforcement. Ed-209 has superior firepower and the reflexes to use it. Developed by Omni Consumer Products. And you have the OCP logo right there. Here's the top of the box. Obviously reads NECA there. Real toys. Robocop Ed-209, the future of law enforcement. And a big little thing there. Ages 17 and up. Here is the side of the box and a preview of the figure itself, what you will be getting inside the box. And then on the back of the box, you have like a little diorama setup here with the figure itself of Ed-209 and the 7-inch Robocop figure that was released by NECA as well. Robocop figure sold separately. And then on the bottom of the box, you have the Robocop logo on the top, 1987 Orion Pictures Corporation. You have the NECA logo, Real Toys, and then pretty much these are the folks that developed the Ed-209 for all of us. You have the team there with their names. Development, Randy Falk. And then, of course, artwork courtesy of Jason Edmiston. Special thanks, Mondo. And then there is Jason's name. And once again, this is the team that brought you this Ed-209. So what I want to do is give these guys a round of applause for giving us a beautiful NECA figurine, for making this Ed-209 with much love for all of us. When opening up your Ed-209, he's going to be in another little box like this, and these little plastics hold his cannons on the side, and as well as there's going to be a lot of little twisty ties around. So here is Ed-209 out of his box, and all I have to say is he is amazing. He was bigger than I expected. I thought he was going to be at a smaller scale, but he's at a good size. He's fairly large, and when I was taking him out of the box and everything, I was excited once I saw him in there. Right now, I have him standing. He's at 9 inches tall right now. He could go taller. You can make him more, probably at 10 inches, 11 inches, just by extending the legs here, which I'll show you in a minute how to do that. Here is a side view, and from everything from the little gadgets here, the little knobs and stuff like that, the circuitry, everything is visible. You can see it. I'll do a close-up in a minute, but right now I'm just showing you a quick little 360. And there's the back of him. Beautiful, I must say. Here is the other side of Ed. Paint apps came out really nice, nicely done. And then once again, the front side of Ed-209. This top part, the dome, nicely created. It has that mesh feel to it. It's not fabric, it's a plastic, a hard plastic, but they gave it the detail of those little crisscrossing little, that texture to it, that meshy texture. In the inside it kind of looks dirty, as you can see. Then the right cannon here, this is the missile cannon, or rather the carries the 3 missiles, and then it also shoots. You can see all that detail there. The missiles are in red, and then it comes out too. It pops out slightly a little bit. That much there. So it goes in and out. So the missiles are visible when you pop them out, and then you can just push it back in. There's that danger little sign there. It looks like it's missing 3 fingers. And then you have the detail here of the cables and the cords and stuff. The red and yellow cords going into his shoulder here and then into the cannon. You have more detail with the little signs here. This is the push button to activate the sounds. Then it looks like more of these little, looks like where they drilled in the pieces and stuff like that, and the metal plates on him. The exhaust vents here have a little messy wash as well, a dirty look to it. And then the same thing on the other side. It has those little triangular red and black symbols. And then the same thing over here on his left cannon. You have the cables and the cords, red and yellow cables going into his shoulder and then into the cannon itself. And then this is his main blasting cannon, the twin blaster cannon here. These parts here, I guess, hold the ammo. Just like this one holds the missiles, these parts hold the ammo. And then a bit on the bottom here, you have, I guess, what you call maybe his neck, or the part that makes him turn side to side, which I'll get in a minute. You have a little warning, little sticker there. Looks like a sticker, but I think it's just, and then down to his legs, you have more things here. A little triangle, a red triangle, and then some lettering or description for his feet here. But you can't read it, it's blurred out. And then they even put detail into where the toes are, the cables and the cords and the circuitry. Same thing on the inside. You have more words there, but it's blurred out. And same thing on this leg too. There's more of those blurred words. Coming in around to this side, it's the same thing. Blurred, and then you have another thing here that says warning. The top of Ed-209, you have 2 red triangles after his dome, the mesh part here. You have 2 main cable cords going in to the main box here. For articulation, his flaps here, the 2 flaps on the sides, they could go up and down. Same thing on this one here, up and down. And then his cannons can go in and out. Same thing over here, in and out. these cords here, you just got to be careful not to go all the way because it might break. But it goes in and out. The cords are flexible so that when you move the cannons, there should be no problem. And then if you bring the flaps up, Ed's cannons can even go up like this. He can shoot upward if he wanted to. And the flaps come back down. There's a swivel. You can do a 360 on the cannons. Same thing on this one. There is head movement side to side, but just barely. He doesn't turn 360. Just goes slightly to the left, slightly to the right. And then with the legs, you can go front, back, front, and back. There is no toe articulation, so it's just like this. It's fixed, so you can't move the toes or anything like that. And then to extend his legs, you can just push. Like, I had a problem at first trying to push his legs up and down. I thought I was gonna break it, but what I do is I just rest my thumb on the top pistons here, and then using this part here with my middle finger, I could just push up and down, and then to bring it back down, just like that. Same thing with this leg too. You can just do this, and then this button here, all you do is just press it, and Ed has about 5 different sayings. So that was when he was shooting Mr. Kinney. That was when he confronted Robocop at the end of the film. That was at 209 powering up when he was entering the boardroom. And then obviously when they were first introducing Ed 209. And then obviously Ed 209 malfunctions and does not register Mr. Kinney dropping the gun. So here's just a size comparison. If you have your spring-loaded Robocop 7-inch figure, looks wonderful next to your Ed 209. Perfect size, perfect height. Alright folks, so there you have it. My review of the NECA Ed-209. And there are no peg holes on the bottom, but I forgot to show you guys what the bottom looked like of his feet. They did put detail in it as well.